I don't want to do more computer work. And I know as soon as I start doing the computer work, my day's gonna get interrupted with 50 other things. But I gotta do the computer work. And have I mentioned that I hate web design? I don't know what my problem is at the moment. I have this tendency to let perfectionism get in my way. It's kind of a recurring theme that we've addressed a few times here on the vlog. And it becomes such a problem that I let being perfect get in the way of being good. And part of it came from a revelation this weekend when I was preaching, and I wanted the sermon to be better. It wasn't good enough to what my standard was. And then we had a couple people show back up at church that haven't been there in a while, and because of that, I wanted to make sure I spent extra time with them rather than just trying to fine-tune the message. And what that really required me to do is take my hands off the situation, say, hey, here's what I've got so far. God, I need you to step in and do the rest. Now, if I could only do that with like this channel and my other channels and stop trying to make everything perfect and just put out what is good. And maybe it's because I heard this quote that I've been living by. That is good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes better and your better, best. And that's good in principle, but what is the measuring stick for good, for better, and for best? Because here's Jared interrupting me. Quick question. I need a thumbnail check. What do you guys think about today's thumbnail? So real case scenario, what do I do with this? Do I respond to Jared? Do I try to help him out? Or do I make the vlog? Because by doing one or the other, it takes me away from the other. I'll do both. I took Diana's advice and went a little more sensational with it. However, I used a darker color palette. I like it, but I'm not sure I like it enough to switch future thumbnails to that style. Thoughts? In the prophetic words of Digital Underground, ... ellipses, do what you like.
Everybody do what you like.
Haha, laughing, crying emoji. But seriously, it's creativity. Use it, lean into it, and remember, it's all for him anyways. There. Jared is taken care of. Back to you guys. So I think what often happens with me is that measuring stick of where my good is now is where my best... Why you got to keep making noises? And now mom's interrupting me. Ring her off now. I think the problem is that my measurement has changed. And even my measurement is my measurement, and it's not necessarily God's measurement. And if I'm really trying to do things to ultimately glorify him, how would he be measuring this? Because what I may think is good for him may be best. Because if I were to add more to it, it could take away from the element that he needs to come in and fill in. And then I'm jumping into God's area, which then makes what I think is best actually worse. And really, today, my good is what was best a couple years ago. And yet what was a couple years ago, God was able to use that in some amazing ways. And yes, he wants me to be doing more, but maybe he's wanting me to do more in good for my standard, which is best for his standard, because it allows me to spread out even more. I think I just need to stop overthinking things and spreading myself too thin and just focus on the task at hand and what is right in front of me and put my hands to this work. And so I've been trying to create some merch to bring in some extra sources of revenue, which will help support what I'm doing here so that I can do more of what I'm doing here and help others do similar things that I'm doing. And it's all a big to-do, but part of setting up that merch is trying to find the right revenue stream and the right fulfillment place and how to do this so it doesn't require more on me, which requires more on me on the front end, but less on me on the back end. And then it's like, do I set this up on Etsy? Do I set this up on Gumroad? Do I set this up on my website? Do I just use Teespring? And unfortunately, this has been days upon days upon days of me just sitting here at the computer trying to figure it out, and I get to a point where I like it, but then I don't like it and I stop, and it's just like, just do something, Josh. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna drink some more coffee.